crowd that stretches as far as you can see, desperate just to find some food. A scene of utter despair on the beach in Gaza City. People mass around a handful of trucks carrying bags of flour. Did we ever imagine Gaza will be like this? Says the journalist filming. People are dying here, falling unconscious. Everyone is focused on trying to feed their family. At one point, shots ring out. Fired, the journalist says, by Israeli soldiers. People scatter. But the UN warns the entire population of Gaza is facing crisis levels of hunger. Along the border with Egypt, children call for more aid to be let through. Some is being delivered after being vetted by Israeli officials, but it's not enough, and a huge backlog of trucks unable to cross over at just the other side of these fences.
The needs are rising faster than we are able to respond. We need to be able to bring in more supplies, and we need safe access to reach people everywhere in Gaza, not just those who are close to the borders. We need a long-lasting ceasefire to stop the suffering.
The Israeli army now controls most of northern Gaza, though some pockets of resistance by Hamas still remain. The Israeli focus is currently around Deir al-Balah in the centre of the Strip and Khan Yunis in the south. They could turn their attention next to Rafah, where so many Gazans have fled, and to taking control of the Philadelphia corridor along the border with Egypt. Violence inside Israel today too. A car ramming and stabbing attack by Palestinians, leaving an Israeli woman dead, more than a dozen injured. In Doria, in the occupied West Bank, a Palestinian man crawls on the ground after being shot during an Israeli army raid. Soldiers then approach and kick him. Troops opened fire during a confrontation with residents in the town, killing a young woman and man, wounding others. Back in Gaza, some Israeli forces are being pulled out of the north of the Strip, and officials say the high-intensity assault on Khan Yunis will end soon, but not when. They'll leave behind an apocalyptic landscape and claim to have killed around a third of Hamas's fighting force, but not yet defeated it. Palestinians say the vast majority of the 24,000 Gazans killed are women and children. Also still being held in Gaza, more than 100 Israeli hostages.
Stand with our hostages and help bring them back home.
This, another huge rally calling for their safe return over the weekend. Today, Hamas released a video of Noa Argamani, which we aren't broadcasting. She's been made to recount how two other hostages kept alongside her, Yossi Sharabi and Itay Svirsky, were killed in Israeli airstrikes. We don't know if that's true. Israel describes the videos as psychological warfare. The families of some hostages are calling for an end to the war, but Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insists it's military pressure that will bring them home. Abroad, he faces anger for the huge number of Palestinian deaths. At home, for the failure to secure the release of the remaining captives.